Hello, everyone, and welcome back to WebTales. Title of our story is Glad She Is Away. My ex-wife cheated on me and divorced me last year. To this, I could have been more grateful. My marriage was a shell, nice and pretty from the outside, but empty and hollow from within. I was a broken man from years of abuse, both mentally and financially. Most of the money I earned, she would take from my account, which would lead me to be short on funds for bills and such. If I got mad about it, it would turn into an argument about how it was my fault for not making enough money. I could never do anything right by her. Anything I would try to do to please her would annoy her and just piss her off. I would often try to make a date for us or do something as a family, but she would not be into it. She would complain and get mad because she would rather have just been in bed and allowed to sleep. It got to the point that I didn't even try. I ended up not including her in family activities. This would also piss her off, and she would say that I was depriving our children from time with her. After a while, she stopped coming home at night. At first, she would say she was sleeping in someone's house who I barely knew. Then my questioning became an annoyance to her. She would tell me it was none of my business what she did. Then, even bothering to question her became a bother for me. If she did not come home at night, I did not even think about it. To be truthful, I was glad for the nights she was gone. When she filed for a divorce, I was extremely scared for my living situation, but I also felt a deep sense of relief. I didn't even fight it, but I did read everything her lawyer sent to me. He screwed up plenty of times. All of his mistakes are what actually delayed our divorce hearing by months. Every time I found a mistake, I would send back the paperwork, unsigned, to which his staff would rewrite it, but with sometimes the same, sometimes different errors, always to be caught by me. Some of the major errors: my name was spelled wrong, her name was spelled wrong, my date of birth was wrong, her date of birth was wrong, our child's name was spelled wrong, child's date of birth was wrong, inclusion of other people's children, wrong marriage date, our home address was incorrect, inclusion of homes neither of us owned, inclusion of pets, inclusion of businesses neither of us owned, a settlement of $500,000 to relinquish ownership of businesses, different draft. Her lawyer's name was spelled wrong. This one had me laughing on the toilet. In total, there were about 7 drafts before most of the errors were corrected, and even the final draft submitted to the court contained major errors. He tried to argue before the judge that I should be responsible for the court fees and legal fees, but I successfully argued that most of the delays were on his part due to all the egregious errors. After our divorce, my ex is shacked up with the man she left me for, and he is an abusive boyfriend. Since I closed all the passwords to my banks, she has no access to my accounts, and swiftly realized how much she was depending on my income to supplement her own. Also, she screwed over her uncle who was renting us his house, and it almost went into foreclosure. He approached me about his situation and said if I wanted to stay in the house, I had to pay all of the payments she did not pay. It was about 6 months of unpaid mortgage payments and totaled around 15 grand. I did not have that much and proposed that I buy his house instead. I was surprised that he agreed. I now own my ex's grandmother's house. Now it has been a year since my divorce. I got a promotion which came with a significant raise. I still live in my house and upgrading what I can when possible. I do not have a girlfriend, but thanks to online dating, I am banging a new girl every few weeks to a month. OP, glad you made it okay in the end. Funny how she left her stable life for some dirtbag who's abusive, and how she almost cost her uncle his house. She did you huge favor by filing for divorce. She'll be back once a fair fog is lifted. Don't be fooled by tears and never take her back. And now to the update. November 3rd will be my 1-year anniversary for my divorce. Since then, I have gone to therapy to better myself. While in therapy, it was suggested that I focus on my personal development. I did just that. I lost over 50 pounds with a change in diet and exercise. I got back into playing soccer regularly, and I even coach my kids' youth soccer team. I also started reading again. I try to read a book a week. My work life has improved immensely. I got a significant raise and promotion. I can easily take care of myself and my kid on my own. I usually have 5 days a week. Now, after all of this, my ex-wife wants back into our lives. Her new boyfriend, who rescued her from her horrible marriage, beats her. This latest incident was so bad that he sent her to the hospital. Our kid was with her at the time and was the one who called the ambulance. But my ex-wife does not want to press charges and is denying it happened. The bruising tells a whole nother story. I went to a family party last night. I get along with this particular family very well, and they called to invite me. I was cordial with my ex-wife, but I did not talk to her. Her family got it into her delusional head that we still love each other. This could not be farther from the truth. My ex-wife may have liked how our marriage was, but I did not. I gray-rocked and barely functioned as more than a second form of income to her. She also darvoed me the last 2 years of our marriage. I was emotionally and financially abused by this woman. The last year of our marriage, she was cheating on me with her boyfriend. When I confronted about it, she denied it and ran to his house. When I caught her outright, she said it was my fault because I was not supporting her enough. I was giving her all of my paycheck after I paid all of the bills. I did not buy any clothes or shoes for myself for years. Today, she finally showed up to a soccer game. After the game, she asks me if I am ready to move in together. I look at her confused and asked, why would I do that? She goes on to this whole spiel about how we still love each other. We have a kid together, and it would be better to raise him together. I told her that I do not love her in any way, nor do I trust her at all. I reminded her that she still owes me over $1,100 for getting her car fixed. She said she would pay me back if we moved in together. I laughed a good belly laugh. I was bent over from laughing so hard. She started to cry, which made me laugh even more. I may be the a-hole for laughing at her, but after what I went through and all the work I have done to improve myself, returning to the source of all of my torment would be effing hell for me. My kid still loves her, and I will never do anything to turn him against his mother. She can, and more than likely, do that all on her own. Ready to move in together? She's got a lot of nerve asking you that. She didn't apologize or show remorse. Instead, she straight up asked to move in together, like she is some kind of a prize. She's very delusional, and your poor child who had to witness his mother being beaten up. That's going to be traumatizing. Push for full custody and get him out of that environment. And now to the second update. Found someone great. I know it is a struggle, and I know it will take time for everyone to heal during this period in their lives. But I truly hope everyone finds happiness in their lives with whatever outcome that they choose for their relationship. For myself, I have been through a whirlwind year. My divorce anniversary was November 3rd. Since then, I have been to therapy, worked on myself, and dated a few wonderful women and some not-so-great ones. On Monday, my ex-wife found a Facebook post from my girlfriend, Cher, about a trip that I took over the weekend. It was a great trip. We ate some really good food, got really drunk, and had an amazing time, during which we took a lot of photos. I usually do not take photos during these dates, but I really like Cher. When she asked if she could post photos of our trip, I gave my consent. I even told her to tag me in them. I knew this would cause some trouble, but the amount of trouble I got from my ex-wife and others, entirely her family, was quite frankly shocking. A little backstory for context here. Ex-wife cheated on me for over a year prior to our divorce. Ex-wife was even cheating on me prior to us separating. Ex-wife officially moved into her BF's house before our divorce was even finalized. We have been divorced for a year at this point. Ex-wife was emotionally and financially abusive to me during our entire relationship. She is still abusive to me to this day, but the level of vitriol and disrespect she has for me sunk to a whole new low on Monday. Ex-wife made it seem like I was one who cheated on her. Ex-wife was talking about how it is so embarrassing that I would do something like this to her. How indecent it is that I could post things on social media for everyone to see. How I humiliated her by posing in pictures with other women. Ex-wife called me selfish and callous for not taking into account her feelings. I am a coward for hiding the fact that I am seeing other people. Ex-wife even said that I ruined any chance of us reconciling our marriage. That the love that she has been holding on to for me has been killed by my philandering behavior. Mind you, this entire time, she is on the phone yelling at me. I am laughing hysterically at her. I let her go for 30 minutes ranting and raving about how I killed our relationship and betrayed her love for me. Ex-wife asked me how many women I slept with during our marriage. I told her none. I was faithful and loyal to her till the very end. She then asked how many women I have been with since our marriage ended. I laugh even harder and tell her, it is none of her business who I have been with since we are no longer together. I remind her that what I do is none of her business, just like it is none of mine what she does. She sent me pages of nasty and disgusting text messages insulting me and Cher. Ex-wife threatened to DM Cher and tell her about me and how bad it was to be married to me. I told her to go ahead. She said that she wants to meet Cher face to see what kind of woman she is. Ex-wife said she cannot be that good of a person, if she is willing to break up a happy marriage. At that point, I ask her, what the F is she talking about? We are no longer together and have not been for well over a year. I remind her that she cheated, left, and divorced me to be with her boyfriend. Ex-wife then started to cry. Ex-wife went on to blubber out that she was hoping that we could work things out and that it is not fair that I found someone to do things with. I should be doing things with her and our kid as a family. Ex-wife tells me that she is not happy with her relationship with her boyfriend. Ex-wife finally admitted that he treats her like shit. I have known these things all along. I take no joy in hearing about things from ex-wife, but I really do not care for her. I do not want to reconcile with her. Truthfully, I do not want to have any interactions with her ever again. But I am actually happy with my life right now. Cher brings me joy and makes me excited to see her again. She is the last person I text at night and the first person I text in the morning. We have plans to go on another trip soon. I know posting pics will cause another round of hate from ex-wife, and it will be worth it. This proves she's a narcissist, blaming you for everything. OP, limit your interactions to discussions about your kid. Why did you listen to her rant for 30 minutes? You should have hung up as soon as she started. Also, don't let her control the narrative. She might go around to paint you as the cheater. Be prepared for that. I wish you good luck. Now to the second story. A 2-year update. So D-Day for me was March 21st, 22, late night, 2021. Discovered an affair that led me to finding out about another affair and possibly likely others. 23 years of marriage and 2 biological kids and a stepkid thrown away. I tried to reconcile for a year until her mental health, complex PTSD and drinking, and actions found a second phone, she discharged a firearm into my side of bed, led me to call it quits. A whirlwind divorce, filed April complete in June, and finally able to breathe. It was like I got out of death row. I didn't realize how stressed I was. I did everything wrong after discovery, played Me Too, had immediate intimate relations, no therapy for either of us, etc. We did go to therapy, but too late, and the kids had already written their mother off. I truly was devastated, humiliated, angry, grieving, zombified. During the month of April last year, I was shocked at how many people contacted me in support when the ex went off with social media accusations against me. Vile, vile stuff. Everything from abuse, rape, theft of 401k money, etc. Nothing about what she did, of course. I put out a small PSA letting all know that none of it was true. If they needed to unfriend me, I understood, and if they would give me the benefit of the doubt, the truth would come out. I worked out, went from 6'2", 250 pounds to 185. Changed roles in my company and took an advancement in my long career. Planned to have a summer of revenge sex using phone apps. The weird thing was, one of the people who had reached out was an old classmate from high school. She lived 10 hours away and was going through a similar event discovery about 6 months later than mine. She and I would check on each other weekly. I traveled to Knoxville for work, and one night in texting each other. During the chat, I was bragging about the life music I was seeing the 2 nights I was going to be there. Long story short, I didn't get my summer of revenge sex with an army of willing ladies. What did happen was a summer of beaches, life music, distillery tours, she's one of them whiskey people, and just fun that I hadn't had in a long, long time. The summer led to fall, meeting families, having Thanksgiving with her family, spending Christmas together, going to Vegas for a long weekend over the Super Bowl, etc. So today I turned 52. I'm happy. The last 2 birthdays were awful. This one is exciting because she is currently driving to my house and is moving in. She is a nurse and was able to rapidly find a job in my city here in the South. She is keeping her house and letting her daughter rent it. I would have told any friend that it was the wrong thing, to fast too soon, etc. But it just feels right and it works. No marriage or anything like that. We are both just tired of missed time due to schedules, and to see if it's what we suspect. There are a lot on here that talk karma or revenge. My ex still drunk texts me, and it's always wishing we were still together. It's about 50% I'm sorry, 50% it's still my fault from her perspective. I am happier without her, less stressed, and I have a lady who is way out of my league, makes me look good, and seems to be crazy for me. Huge red flag. So my revenge is pretty much complete. My story is to let you know that what your spouse did to you was awful, world-ending, but you can come out of it okay. better in some cases. They threw you away, not realizing what they lost. And now that you know, you're going to be better off. Viewers, I included this story to let you know that you should never give up no matter what life throws at you. It's never too late to start over. Put yourself first and believe in yourself. Honestly, it does get better. OP was able to start over at 50, and you can too. And that's it for today. Viewers, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss out. Until next time, bye.